I'm Brigid Holmes from Tasmania originally, Devonport, Tasmania. And we moved up here because somehow all my Tasmanian family finished up in Newport. I had been a volunteer for 12 years back at the Devonport Online Centre, helping people do computing, and when I came up here I sort of missed that a little bit, so I went down to community centre and said, look, would you like me to help with a class of computing? And that's how it started. No fees, all free, they didn't charge rent, and I now get 12 or 13 people coming in either with their laptops, or else the library provides 4 or 5 laptops if they haven't got one, and they just ask me what they want to know. How do I do emails? How do I book an airline flight? How do I check out my bank account? How do I download photos? Things like that. My partner Bill, he's been a yachty all his life, and he was rescued once or twice apparently, and they had a lovely marina out here, and he joined, and then about 3 or 4 weeks later he said to me, Brigid, you know, you can join if you'd like to. So I did, and I just love boats. Yeah, I just enjoy going out. The rougher the better, it doesn't worry me one little bit. And one of my first trips was a medevac from Great Keppel. A gentleman there had suffered a stroke or something, and I felt, oh, it was very nice to share, you know, and help there. And then I went ahead and 4 or 5 years later got my competent crew. Well, the family owned an airline company, ANA, Australian National Airlines, and Mother was the first woman to get a licence in Tasmania, and she knew, the family knew Kingsford Smith, Bert Hinkler. My idol was Amelia Earhart, and Mother somehow took us out to the airport and organised it for us. And I did 9 hours solo on tiger moths. They'd come down from Launceston, belonging to the Tasmanian Aero Club, and I'd do probably an hour's instruction every weekend. And eventually, after 9 hours flying dual, I was allowed to go solo, and flew off into the sunset and got my licence. After I'd got my licence, I then converted to an Oster, which is a single-winged aircraft, and that's when I used to take a passenger up with me. But while I loved tiger moths and still flew them, and they were so aerobatic, I used to do slow rolls, loop-the-loops and all that sort of thing. But one day I was flying and I didn't notice which way the windsock. All we had in those days was, we didn't have any radio, of course, so there was no communication with the guy in the control tower. And I couldn't quite work out which way the wind was blowing, and I landed downwind and went straight into a ditch. I've got photos of that, and the prop was smashed, part of the fuselage broke off. It was like that, and I paid £5 for a new prop. They were timber, you know, and so that was one experience. But the beautiful things I've done, flying over Cradle Mountain with passengers, flying all down the coast. And of course tiger moths would land on beaches, so one of the things I remember doing with one of the nice young pilots, we took a tiger moth and we landed on the beaches and went skinny dipping. Oh, I really love the people, I love the climate. Coming from Tasmania, you'd all know that down there at the moment it's just covered, every mountain has got snow on it. And I just love the climate, and I love being near the family, and it's so relaxing. It's just so relaxed, and where we're living, we know everybody and you feel safe.